Skeleton Key here with my friend King Jonathan, and I figured this was an appropriate shirt to wear with a few more book ideas for the mysterious MAYhem Readathon, which starts tomorrow. So a lot of these are books that I have already read. I don't expect anyone to add this one to their TBR for the coming week, but I found it and I thought it seemed really appropriate, and that is Forensic Anthropology Training Manual. I got an A. I got an A in Forensic Anthropology. I love it. It's great. And it's all about, you know, human skeletal remains. Yay. And just rummaging through my shelves, I came across another book with a skeleton image on the cover. And this is The Tuesday Club Murders by Agatha Christie. If you've never read any Agatha Christie, I really think you should give her a try. She may not be everybody's cup of tea, but she is an extremely popular cup of tea. And I feel like this is a really good way to try out an Agatha Christie, especially if you like short stories. But even if you don't like short stories, I feel like the reason a lot of people don't like short stories is that a lot of the short stories out there don't really fit the short story form. And then they feel like truncated novels or novellas, or they feel like vignettes that aren't thoroughly fleshed out. But Christie she knew how to write a satisfying short story with a beginning, a middle, and an end, and they're self-contained, at the same time kind of teasing further adventures. The first short stories in here were actually the introduction of Miss Marple to the world, and I think Miss Marple is delightful. And I would also recommend this for any fans of Downton Abbey. And this obviously qualifies for the mystery prompt. And so here's one that qualifies for both the skeleton prompt and the key prompt. This is Lock and Key. Welcome to Lovecraft. This is the first in the series. It's by Joe Hill. And I don't know if I would personally recommend this. There is a lot of gore. But if you're looking for something quick, I'm trying to find a relatively ungory page to show you. Yeah, this is in graphic novel format, and it's the first in a series, and it's really creepy and really spooky. Written by Hill and featuring artwork from Gabriel Rodriguez, Lock and Key tells of Key House, an unlikely New England mansion with fantastic doors that transform all who dare to walk through them, and home to a hate-filled and relentless creature that will not rest until it forces open the most terrible door of them all. And so, yeah, there's a lot of chaos. I mean, it's very Lovecraftian, so that implies a lot of chaos. So that would work for that prompt too. So this is a quick way to tick off 3 prompts at once. 4? Yes? Yeah, you get all 4, because there's a mystery in here. I mean, it's not a mystery, but it is very mysterious and puzzling. So I would say you could use this to cover all 4 of the reading prompts. But yeah, so it's got the skull there on the skeleton key, so yay. And I don't still have my copy, or if I do, I can't find it. But there is a series, the Gethsemane Brown series, that I would count for the key prompt, because the titles all have music keys in them. There's a reason that I did not put quotation marks around the word key in this prompt. Oh, now I'm mad at myself that I can't remember the author or the specific titles. But Gethsemane Brown. I'll put info down below. Death in D Minor, I think, is the 2nd book in the series, and I started listening to it, did not like the narrator, so I'm going to get a hard copy and read it. Probably not this week, but that's something I want to do sooner rather than later. The first one, I think, is Murder in G Major. Gethsemane Brown is an African-American woman who goes to Ireland for a conducting job. She's a musician, professional musician, and the conducting job that she was more or less promised, disappeared. And so she's stuck in this town, and they lost her luggage, and her life is chaos, so hey, it counts for chaos. And she's staying in this old house, and immediately, so this is not a spoiler, immediately discovers that there's a ghost living in the house, a deceased composer. The former owner of the house was a composer. And so they talk music and they talk murder because, of course, somebody dies. It's a murder mystery. And she gets roped into teaching in this town, and much wackiness ensues. And yeah, it's a good time. I really enjoyed the first book, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on a copy of the second book again. So here we have, and now I have not read this one. I just found it on the shelves, and I think, well, I don't know. This might be one of Brian's, and it might be one that I picked up at a library book sale. But it's Codes, Puzzles, and Conspiracy, a new mathematical thriller from Dr. Echo. Codes, Puzzles, and Conspiracy gives you the opportunity to participate in the problem-solving adventures of its hero, Dr. Echo. Escapes, battles, and essential clues are built around the solutions to original puzzles, games, and codes as Echo outduels his archenemy Basker Hound and unmasks a sinister plot that threatens the world. The author, Dennis Shasha, is Associate Professor of Computer Sciences at the Courant Institute of Mathematical Sciences at New York University, as well as a consultant at AT&T Bell Laboratories. And he graduated from Yale and received his PhD from Harvard. So it looks like it is a mystery story, but throughout you've got little puzzles. Like that looks like a logic puzzle, and here's another little logic puzzle about Micronesian airports. So apparently they go to Micronesia at some point. Moving on to chaos. And these first three here would also count as mystery because they have mysteries in them. And first one is Mile High Mayhem. So that's very highly appropriate. I have not read this yet, but this is book 4 of the FBI Canine series. So I'm kind of I like to read series in order. But maybe I should be chaotic and go with book 4 first. But yeah, this is by Jodi Burnett. So this is romantic suspense featuring FBI agent Logan Reed, who specializes in explosives. And he's home from Afghanistan now for 2 years. Logan has secured the perfect assignment on the FBI Canine Bomb Squad in Denver. His new partner, a Belgian Malinois named Gunner, is an expertly trained bomb-sniffing dog. Agent Addison Thorne, a bomb technician at the top of her game, doesn't trust the new guy. So there's some, if you're looking for a little romance this week. Pines by Blake Crouch. There's a trilogy, and it's the Wayward Pines trilogy, and I think Pines is the first book. I have read the first book. Yeah, beware small towns. Wayward Pines, Idaho is quintessential small-town America, or so it seems. Secret Service agent Ethan Burke arrives in search of 2 missing federal agents, yet soon is facing much more than he bargained for. After a violent accident lands him in the hospital, Ethan comes to with no ID and no cell phone. The medical staff seems friendly enough, but something feels off. So yeah, there's definitely a mystery here. And this is highly chaotic. Do be prepared for the ending resolving certain questions, but I think it raises more questions than it answers. I do intend to read the rest because, yeah, it's highly intriguing. This is Borderline by Mishell Baker. This is the first in the Arcadia Project series, which is Men in Black, but with fairies. And Borderline, it refers to the border between our world and the world of the Fae, and it also refers to borderline personality disorder. The author, Mishell Baker, does have borderline personality disorder, and her main character, Millie, has borderline personality disorder, which has led to her being at a very chaotic point in her life. A year ago, Millie lost her legs and her filmmaking career in a failed suicide attempt. Just when she's sure the credits have rolled on her life story, she gets a second chance with the Arcadia Project, a secret organization that polices the traffic to and from a parallel reality filled with creatures straight out of myths and fairy tales. So it's not a short read, so maybe not the best book for a readathon, but I felt it moved pretty quickly. So if you're down for Men in Black with Fairies, this last book that I'm going to talk about, I have not read it, just to get you kind of thinking about other kinds of books that you could read. So this is the Game Master's book of Random Encounters. So random, chaos, yay! And so if you're a gamer, so this has a lot of setups for encounters in like Dungeons and Dragons type games. Does it have any bones? I just came across an encounter named the Bone Fields. I don't know, you've got that. But yeah, I will be posting all of the prompts down below so that you've got them in a handy place. And just a quick reminder that this runs May 25th through May 31st. I'm in the Mountain Time Zone in Colorado, but if it works out better for you to do this local time zone for you, that's perfectly fine. I don't think I will be doing daily vlogs, but I will be checking in on Twitter, and I'll be posting here throughout the week, not on any specific schedule. And anyway, I hope you have a great readathon week. Please like and subscribe, and see you around.